This is Jen with Gold Gals Paranormal, and you're listening to Bigfoot Club Podcast.
Hey guys, please go to our website at www.bigfootclubpodcast.com. Check out our merch and all episodes. Also, please look for our social media at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Bigfoot Club 1. That's Bigfoot Club number 1. Also, check out Matt Knapp's Bigfoot Crossroads on YouTube. Check out our new sponsor. For your Bigfoot-sized coffee cravings, visit cbgindustries.store. They have over 40 products to choose from. When you enter promo code FIRSTSIP, you will receive a discount on your first order. Remember, every moment has its flavor. Hey everybody, Bigfoot Club, Season 5, Episode 12. This is Steven, and I'm with...
Uncle Robert.
Uncle Robert. How are you?
Man, I'm trying to feel better.
What do you mean you're trying to feel better?
I was sick yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
We were supposed to do a show yesterday, but I didn't feel too good.
Yeah, but you sound better.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better, so I can power through this.
Yeah,
power straight through it.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think so.
You should be all right.
Well, we haven't done a show, just me and you, in a while, so...
We have not.
And there was a period where we didn't actually do a show for, I think, like a month.
Yeah.
Almost a month.
Because I think... Was it because I went out of town?
It was a combination of things. Ricardo got sick. But there's some things that I kind of wanted to talk about, and we didn't have a chance because we have guests and stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. So, but we can talk about normal stuff that stuff's going on with us.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while, and yeah, I mean, I guess we can just dive right into it. Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Do you think it's the last season?
Yes and no. I think if this is truly the end, then we got a happy ending.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. We never do that. We never do spoiler alerts.
Yeah, spoil alert.
Yeah.
We're talking about the last episode, season 3 of Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yeah.
Maybe they can it can be season 4, but it can be like a reboot and call it Led Tasso.
You think they're going to do spinoffs?
I think so. What I would do, and I was telling Blair this, and she's like, why? I go, because this is like the biggest show, or at least one of the biggest shows. Actually, it is the biggest show because I think it was one of the first shows for Apple TV that it blew up. And people were just talking about it. It won so many awards and all that. So what I would do, because Jason Sudeikis is like, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. What I would do is do a spinoff, but it's not really a spinoff. It's just the people in Richmond.
Continuation.
Continuation of people in Richmond.
But what do you call it, though?
You call it, I don't know,
Richmond?
Richmond.
We Are Richmond?
We Are Richmond. Yeah, you can call it We Are Richmond, and it takes over. It shows Roy handling being a coach and kind of borrowing Ted Lasso's way, but throwing in his way.
Yeah.
Maybe have a little thing where he's like, he's trying to be too much like Ted Lasso, and people are like, no, it's not going to work like that because you're Roy. You need to, they can do that.
Because the actor that plays Roy, he's really a writer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a writer for that show?
He's a writer, yep.
Well, they probably won't even miss a beat then. I mean,
no.
Because the writing on it is so great, and the characters. I love all the characters, and I've been on bandwagons for lots of the characters on it because I don't know. It's just it's one of those shows that you can just get so emotional, sad, and then laugh so hard. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's
all in the same episode.
It's kind of like our podcast.
Exactly. Yes. But no, I was telling Blair, they can call the next show We Are Richmond or something Richmond. Was it AFC?
Yeah, AFC.
AFC Richmond. And then you can have Ted Lasso.
Wait, no, I think it's AC Richmond. Hold
on. You can have Ted Lasso season 4, where it's actually Ted, Jason Sudeikis, but he's back home, and you can focus on
AFC Richmond.
AFC. Okay, I was right.
So
you could have it focusing on him building that relationship again with his son, him being a head coach just for like a kid soccer team, and him working on his marriage again, because it looks like they didn't say it
right,
but you can tell at the very end where what's her face, forgot her name,
his wife,
yeah, like it looked like she was getting annoyed and not
supporting him or
supporting the doctor that she was cheating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that made you really mad.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. So they confirmed that he took her to Paris to propose, but whenever she came back, she didn't have the ring, and she was really awkward about it too.
Yeah,
because he was like, "Oh, how was Paris?" And she was like, "Oh."
Like he was like going through a lot of anxiety, whatever.
Yeah, and he had every right to be, because like, dang, like really, you're gonna really, like,
yeah.
It's just so yeah. She didn't have a ring on her finger, and he was like, well, and then yeah, it looked as she said no. Because you kind of got that hint, like maybe she still has feelings for Ted, as she should.
Yeah. Because you couldn't read too much into her, what she was doing. You just had to assume off whatever Ted was feeling or how he was reacting. Mm-hmm. So you just had to guess on most of that part. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can split it up into 2 shows, and I guarantee you those 2 shows will thrive, because we love Roy, we love. Surprisingly, Nate, like, he kind of redeemed himself. Mm-hmm. He realized that he was in the wrong, obviously, and a lot of people were pissed off about it too. Like Charlie, I'm gonna throw him under the bus here. He was texting me. He goes, "Man, I was just not. I didn't like how Nate was written on here. It made no sense. How all of a sudden he was a dick, and then all of a sudden he just." I go, well, he was.
It's called a build-up.
It's a build-up. I go, they did it with Jamie, but obviously Jamie, they did it better. Mm-hmm. There was an issue there with Jamie, his dad. It's the same thing with Nate.
Yeah.
Nate he wanted recognition and acceptance from his father, and he kind of saw that in Ted. And Ted was just trying to show love to everybody.
So it was almost like Ted was kind of like their dad in a little bit, in a way. Mm-hmm. So their unofficial dad, but man, I really digged Jamie's and Roy's relationship.
I thought
this episode
just they couldn't, like, because I already loved him in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a great character build up on that, and they made us love them even more because of their relationship.
I thought it was kind of odd how Coach Beard was having difficulties with Nate, and that he had gone through a bad stuff in the past, like he was saying toward the end, and then he wouldn't give Nate a chance, even though he went through a bad spell. But it's good writing.
Well, you didn't know.
You didn't know that, and he got built up. And I said, man, come on. But after he said, I goes, okay, that makes sense. But,
yeah, that is a good way to write that, to make us accept that real quick. Like, oh, okay.
It didn't show whether what's her name, Keely and Roy got back together, right? It didn't really show that.
No, it looks like that was just, like, not meant to be.
Or just friendship.
Yeah, it looks like they remained friends at the end. Because that's a complicated thing. It's a triangle. One of them is going to...
Yeah.
But you could still thrive with the friendship. But, yeah.
It's tough.
I liked that you actually really, if you didn't notice, Coach Beard's real first name was Willis. His actual name was Willis Beard.
Yeah.
Because you heard the joke on the first season. He goes, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Yeah.
And then at the plane, he goes, "Willis, if you wanna go, you can. You don't have to." His name was Willis the whole time.
Yeah, he just called him Coach Beard the whole time.
Beard, yeah. He said, "Willis, if you wanna stay, you can. You can get off the plane, but I don't know how you're gonna get off the plane."
And I was praying that they at least do one Diamond Dog before the show ended, or the season ended. I was kind of.
Roy joined.
Yeah, unofficially. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what was kind of cool about that show is that they didn't really push a lot of politics on it either. So
no, because you don't need to do that. You don't. It's just not needed. You don't need to do it. It's a sports show, so you don't really need to. Now they had some of it, but it wasn't pushed on you. It wasn't like the whole episode was about politics. No, not really. At least I didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I liked Rebecca getting her happy ending. I liked that the
she ended up getting with that Swede guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Swede.
She ended up having
the Swede,
the family, the little girl, and that psychic was right.
Yeah, but it made you think about it. Was what's his name?
Sam.
Sam, yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted that because it looked like Sam really loved her. Like,
yeah, he did, but I think.
It's just not.
It just wasn't meant to be.
No,
and I think they were kind of leaning toward his major D and for the restaurant that he was going to probably get with her, and they were.
Oh yeah. Because there was something there.
Yeah, there was something going on.
So the one thing I will say here, the one thing I did not like. This is the only flaw, the only con of it. Actually, two, because I think there could have been a couple more episodes, but. Why was Jack written on here?
I don't know.
And I'm not like against the whole I'm not against the lesbian thing. It's just her character was not needed.
Yeah,
she was only in there for like 3-4 episodes, and Keely and her were like really I was like, okay, they're really getting it, but she wronged Keely. Big time.
I think it just made Keely realize that it's nice to get you swept off your feet, but it's not normally. It may not be the right person to be with. I guess I don't know. That maybe it was just one of those.
But not only that is that she understood who Keely was, and that whole they hacked the email.
Yeah,
they found dirty pictures and dirty videos of her, and Jack would just not accept that and wanted her to apologize. She's like, I'm not going to apologize for something that's who I am.
Right.
And that's where I was like,
she did her dirty though, man.
She did, and not only that, didn't fund the
agency anymore.
That she worked at, and but I think it was better because Rebecca helped her out.
Yeah,
Rebecca is the best friend that everyone should have.
Yeah,
she is gorgeous. She is powerful. She's funny too.
I've actually caught myself whenever I'm nervous about something, and before I do it, I do that. Oh, you put your arms up real hard.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's what I should do.
She makes herself bigger than she is kind of like a cobra. Mm-hmm. She puts her arms straight up. I'm doing it right now.
Or a grizzly bear.
Yeah, a grizzly bear. Yeah. And then you gotta go. Yeah. And then you kind of feel big, and then you present yourself big whenever you get into a situation that you're not really 100% in. So anyway.
I do want to talk about another thing because I don't think we talked about the episode before it. How important was that episode where Mama Lasso showed up? Oh
yeah.
That was very.
Yeah, I was crying on that one.
That one was.
Because you felt like it was like a bunch of weight whenever she arrived and how she presented herself, like nothing was going on, everything was okay. There had to be a reason why she flew all the way to London just to be with him, and but I'll let you go from there.
No, I was just gonna go with how we there's never a right way to grieve.
Yeah.
When it comes to loss, but there should always be a heart-to-heart conversation with the person that is struggling with the grief, and talk about it.
Right.
No matter if it's good or bad, you need to talk about it. And on this particular show, her character, she didn't. She pretended nothing happened. She always tried to be happy. Make sure that
that's his personality.
That's his personality, but it made him realize through therapy that wasn't healthy.
Yeah, I think with him, you could see that when a pressure situation comes up, then he reverts back to his anxiety and stuff like that maybe he didn't deal with whenever he was younger, and maybe she didn't go through that, she didn't experience that, and so probably why she's prolonged it, and at I don't know, because like you said, I don't know if there's actually a proper way to grieve. There's no handbook saying, okay, grieve this way.
There isn't, but I think there needs to have that. There has to have that conversation where it's especially if it's that situation, the other parent, and then the child need to talk.
Yeah.
About it. You can't ignore it. You can't sweep it under the rug because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And I thought that they put a spotlight on that very well whenever he was just going off on her, saying like, fuck you for not wanting to talk, and fuck you for making me feel this way.
Yeah, he was pretty. I think it was like a bunch of pinned up stuff that.
Yeah, and you couldn't help but tear up for him because you're all like, geez, like there it is. That's what's been bothering him because that whole episode you felt the tense. Every time she was around, he was not himself. Mm-hmm. He looked annoyed, irritated, agitated, all of it. Like, and then now you find out why. Like, oh, geez, there it is. That was it.
You heard it here first.
Got to get those little, what do you call it, those symbols, whatever.
Yeah.
Bing. But yeah, that what did you think of
that?
Just the whole season in general.
I loved it. I mean, Wednesday was a highlight of my week. Mm-hmm. It used to be AEW wrestling, but during that week I was happy to watch it, and it made a good night for me before I went to bed because I watched it. I watched that, and I watched AEW last, and
that's always a great feeling when you're looking forward to a show and each episode is going to be. It's never going to let you down.
Yeah,
it really isn't. Well, you hope it doesn't.
I saw the first two seasons I think 8 times.
Well, I remember when I first told you about it, and this is before you got sick. I was like, hey, you need to watch Ted Lasso. I think you're going to like it. And you're like, I don't like soccer.
Yeah.
I was like, I know. It's more than that. Trust me. And for some reason, you believed me, because sometimes you're like, nah, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of time on my hands. Mm-hmm. I was in recovery, so I didn't.
But I don't think you were sick yet.
I wasn't?
I don't think you were sick yet.
But I know in my recovery, I watched it a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, because that's a good motivational,
it is
inspiring show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember we started it, me and Blair started it, and we were like on episode 7. I told you about it, and then we stopped for a couple of days because Blair and I work different schedules. And then I think like on the 3rd day after I told you, like, oh, I'm already starting season 2. Like, what the fuck? Damn, you passed us.
Yeah.
Jeez. And you're like, it's a great show.
So it was before I got sick?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought it was like right during I was having cancer. Okay, never mind.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a good season. I hope they do more because it's very fulfilling and it's very entertaining. And I don't say that much about a show, I like that one. I like Heels.
Speaking of Heels,
yeah, it's coming back on.
That's finally coming back.
Yeah,
and I have not been more excited for a show since
for a wrestling show too.
A wrestling show too.
Yeah,
because it's more about wrestling. It's about family and the drama.
Yeah, it's pretty
really, really well written.
Yeah, it is. It's well written.
Well written.
You heard it here first. Sorry.
It's well Jason Witten.
So.
Yeah. So I think it's back to Ted Lasso. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's up there. It's pretty.
I don't care.
I mean, they won all the Emmys, so I mean they're doing something right. Mm-hmm. So
and it just makes me realize that Jason Sudeikis is a really fucking great actor.
He's a good writer too.
He's a good writer.
Because I think even like the guy that plays Beard, didn't think he's a writer too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just think it's awesome that they created that off of a skit.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey,
how long was he on SNL?
I think he was on SNL for like maybe 7 years.
Wow.
7 or 8 years.
That was too long.
It was. And I think
he's probably the best out of that bunch.
Yeah, I think so. That and Bill Hader. I think they were in there together.
Yeah, they were.
So, yeah.
I like Barry, but I don't know. I just fell out of it. I don't know why, but
So after I finished Ted Lasso, and I didn't tell you about this, I'm going to tell you this now.
okay.
I really did a deep dive on Jason Sudeikis, and I randomly picked a movie that I was able to see that I haven't seen, because I've seen We're the Millers, I've seen Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. They're great, funny movies, but I was like, I want to see something that's not really funny. And he did a movie with Jessica Biel and Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. And it's called The Book of Love.
Okay.
The Book of Love. It's a sad fucking movie.
Is it really?
Yeah. So he plays a guy who's just a happy married guy. He's married to Jessica Biel's character.
Who wouldn't be happy?
I know. She's pregnant. She's like 8 months due and all that stuff. And she gets into a car wreck, and she doesn't make it. And the baby doesn't make it either. So, but before, before she leaves and he goes to work, she sees like this little girl, and it's Maisie Williams, Arya. She's homeless, and she's all like, "Look at that girl right there." And he's like, "Yeah, what? She's homeless." He goes, "Yeah, shouldn't we help her out?" And he's like, I don't have time for this. I gotta go to work." And she's all like, "Hey, baby, just when you see her, when you have the time, please help her out. Do it for me."
Yeah.
And he's all like, "Oh, fine." She's like, promise me. I promise. So he remembers that when he sees her, and the whole thing is she's trying to build a raft, and she's trying to leave Louisiana to go find her dad, because her dad built a raft and he wanted to go to an island, like that was his dream, and he was never seen since, and she wanted to go.
Why would you leave your daughter?
Yeah. It's a weird movie, but it was actually I
have to check it out.
It proved it's on Peacock.
Okay.
It proved or is it on Amazon? I think it's on Amazon. It's on one of them. It proved like Jason Sudeikis is a great fucking actor, because there is funny moments in there. Oh, it's got Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's on there. Who else? I'm trying to think. Oh, it has what's his face from Aliens, the one that was a dick on there.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that was on Stranger Things?
Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
He plays Jason Sudeikis' boss on there, so he plays kind of like a dick too.
Yeah,
I understand you lost your wife and you lost your baby, but I need you to come back to work. Like I was like, really, dude?
Yeah, that's not a way to be a boss.
No, it's not. But yeah, no, I was gonna say you should check it out, because it's
I will.
It's Maisie Williams too. She's fantastic as well. She always is fantastic. Yeah. I'm gonna have to watch it.
There you go, buddy.
Three Musketeers.
What else do you want to talk about?
Look, everybody.
They can't see it.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought the mic was a camera. So yeah, we talked about Ted Lasso. How many seconds are we in?
23.
23 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like we were talking like 40 minutes for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess let me ask a question too. Do you think they're going to be a spinoff of Ted Lasso?
If they were smart, they would.
Yeah.
If they were smart. I mean, if they want to win more Emmys.
Because you got to think, what's his name? Goldstein, the actor that plays Roy Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like his big break.
Brett Goldstein.
Brett Goldstein. Everybody on that show was just fucking great. Like, side characters or not, I felt like they were a part of the family. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see. I did not mind seeing scenes with them. Like, I did not get bored of anything. Except for Jack.
Yeah, whenever they do like these like one episodes where it's they dive into one character, his background and stuff like that.
I'm all like, oh yeah, I'm all in. I'm interested. I love it.
Yeah.
So I really hope Jason Sudeikis and Apple work something out, even if they don't do,
or just give him a break. And
man, because I don't know,
because I think that's the big thing with him is I think he wants a break, because he's been in London and You know, he's actually away from his family.
Yeah.
So I mean, they should do a season where the London comes to America.
They should.
You know, and
they have potential there. Like they have so much potential if they do like the split show, Ted Lasso season 4, We Are Richmond or AFC Richmond, and they like Roy Kent visits. He's on an. It's like they have an opportunity where they can do that.
Yeah.
And I think
so. If you guys haven't seen Ted Lasso, you need to get Apple TV and you need to watch it because it's actually worth it. It's really worth the subscription, and we're not being backed by Apple on here. So they're not one of our sponsors, but
I have an iPhone though.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it's a good show, and it's a good lifter because like when I was in recovery, man, it built me up big time. So I was such a happy camper watching it. So I don't know. It's been,
you know what's funny is that we had COVID 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to that because I knew I was going to cry, and crying is dehydration.
Yeah. So
I went straight to the office.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It's just straight laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would watch Peacock had the episode. It was like a whole episode of just the bloopers from all the seasons. And,
yeah.
oh man, that's just. So yeah, no. But if you're, that show just covers everything from depression. Separation, anxiety,
loss of a family.
It covers so much, and it's so relatable. And it's not just about soccer. Soccer is a part of it, but football is life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great fucking show, hands down, right up there.
Yeah,
top 5.
So, you wanna talk about something else?
So Ted Lasso,
idiot.
My uncle did the cut scissor thing with the fingers. Like, cut it out. Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna split out the Sprite.
No, so what did you think? It happened, did it happen May 30th?
It's April.
Was it April?
April 30th, yeah.
April 30th,
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. There was something that went down. Not too sure if anybody heard about it, but something went down on that date around, I think it was around like 10 p.m.
11:50.
11. I'll say it was close to. Okay, so yeah, it was a course of 2 days.
Yeah.
So I think 11:50, these 2 police officers were talking to. They were responding to something like a domestic violence or something. It was something simple. I don't think it was something crazy. And on the dash cam and on his body cam, they see like a green comet or light thing that passed over them.
Yeah.
And they could see it, and they were all like, "What the hell is that?" Like, what? And then even the people that they were like talking to, they were either going to get a ticket or arrested. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" And not even. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there were several people across the eastern California, Nevada, and Utah reported seeing that same flash to the American Meteor Society. So it was like really people calling into that.
Yeah.
So.
And then they get a call. I don't know what time it is. You're looking more of the facts on it right now.
Yeah.
Than me. I'm just going off memory.
So they call 911, and one of the families say that there's it was like a flash moving toward the northwest the valley toward that one family's backyard. And the caller says there's an 8-foot person beside, and it has big eyes, and it's looking at us, and it's still there. They called it. That's what they call it. That's what they told the dispatcher. And dispatcher was saying, "Okay, is it on your property?" And the caller says, "It's in my backyard. I swear to God, it's not a joke. This actually is terrifying. There's 2 people. There's 2 subjects in your backyard." Correct. They're very large. They're like 9 foot, 9 to 10 foot. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. He kept saying that. I can't explain it. It has a big mouth, shiny eyes, and they're human. They're not 100% human. and the dispatcher says okay.
Yeah.
So that's like recorded and stuff. So I thought that was kind of, because we don't get to talk about a lot of aliens on this show at all. So
but I thought it was something that was very,
because it was like there was maybe like, I don't know, like 5 YouTube videos of different angles of that flash coming down, and I just thought that was kind of amazing. Because like, if this is like a ruse or is this like a fake thing, they orchestrated this really, really well.
Yeah, and I don't think it was fake. Like I said, ever since was it this year or last year, where they, like, the government was like, yeah, UFOs are real.
I think it was last year.
Yeah, they're like, you know what, it's real. They're real.
Yeah.
Is it the dryer?
I think so.
Jesus. So one thing is another.
That's what happens when you do cryptid sports entertainment show
you hear
and someone's
lifestyle
house
in the background.
Yeah.
I swear it's not a monster. It's just my dryer.
I actually reached out to the reporter for what was it? Channel 8 News in Las Vegas. I think his last name was Knapp.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So George Knapp, I believe. I emailed him and I said, "Hey, I wanted to," because I think they interviewed over the phone the one that made the call to the 911 dispatcher, and I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to this guy. I do a podcast. Can you get me in contact?" And he never responded. But
I don't think they're going to respond. I think, to be honest with you, I think that family, okay. So it's a culture thing.
yeah,
It was a Hispanic family, and they really want to just be left alone. I don't think we don't really like attention. You know what I mean? But I think they just got bombarded. I'm pretty sure they're still getting bombarded by different people.
Yeah.
UFO fanatics,
MUFON probably reaching out to.
UFO researchers. Like, they want firsthand. Now, there is a video, too, of them talking about it. And then there is a video of they released, like, the mom was, like, recording the backyard whenever that commotion was happening. And the mom, like, it's a really quick video because she's freaked out, everybody's freaked out, and there's a fence right there in front of them with the gate open to that backyard where they're at, supposedly. And you can see something, like, this guy analyzed it and he did this whole filter change things to it to make it look clearer, and you can see something like a shadow-like figure in the background. And you can see that it's trying to hide behind the fence. You can see fence, like the boarded fences they have. You can see through some of the boards. You can see like a foot or something that's right by it, the fence. And you can see like maybe a knee or an elbow. And then you can see some, on the video he was trying to point out, like, you can see the eyes, you can see the mouth. And I go, that's kind of far-fetched because it of course, we're going to see what we want to see.
Right.
You're telling me, look at this. It's a very creepy video because I think it's there. She caught it on camera, but it's so dark because they have the porch light, and that porch light doesn't really illuminate that background. And I think that there was something there.
The one thing that's absent from this story completely that I kind of saw was that, you can see, like, there's multiple videos of the flash going. You can see it on these YouTubes. And there's one that's actually really, like, looks straight up. And you can see, like, a big flash going. But there's no talk about a crash site. There's no talk about a vehicle. There's no talk about that at all. So I thought that was extremely odd.
Maybe they took off.
Yeah, maybe.
So the thing is that the kid, the family were saying that it's 8, and it was like an 8 to 10 foot tall creature. One was in the ship, and obviously they had some technical problems. Yeah, maybe I'm not too sure. And the other one was outside, and it was like by the forklift. And then that kid said that one was trying to operate the forklift.
I thought that was kind of odd.
That is so fucking weird. And he said that you can see the eyes, you can see the mouth, but he said that they look blurry, like fuzzy, almost
like when someone says that to me, I'd say that this creature or whatever they're talking about is on a different frequency.
a different frequency. Maybe it's a defense mechanism of their. Because what I've always said, and then I was actually talking to Brian Artiega, my friend. He's a big fan of the show too. Mm-hmm. He was the one that showed me that video of that guy analyzing the video footage. I was telling him, I go. I always think that they're actually little, but they have like some suit to where they illuminate themselves to where they think bigger and menacing. That way they don't get attacked.
They could be like just different species. They could just be like
there's different species too.
Smaller ones and bigger ones and stuff. So
if they're really talking about this of what they saw, then that's the Greys.
Yeah,
and the Greys are bad, right?
That's what the theory is. Yeah,
that's what frightens me.
Yeah, those are the ones that like go to people while they're sleeping and and they take them away, or they lose time. Like hey, I was driving and that was at 6 and now it's like 9 and I don't remember how I got here or stuff like that. So
yeah, I just think that's a little terrifying, and I hope the family, because what do you do with that? Like that's traumatizing. All of it. They all witnessed something, and they don't know how to process that.
It's just odd that it happens in a big city like Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. I think,
and because normally you hear these stories like in rural towns and outside the skirts of a town or something, and I don't know. It's maybe
so. It was definitely like as far as advanced as their technology is. Maybe there was a goof on their system, and that's what they lost control. I read somewhere that it's possible that these are adolescent aliens that were going on a test drive against the parents' will, and that's what got them into the whole thing.
Or it was a probe.
Yeah. He's quoting signs. Stealth-like. I was trying to remember. What
stealth-like. They don't show you who they are. They're like lurk in the shadows, and that's the giveaway.
Right. You got a pamphlet or something I can read? Sure.
So that's a great movie. Yeah. Signs.
But that's just at least we know their weakness: water.
Yeah.
Tap water. That is.
I think that's most people's weakness. Tap water.
Tap water. Yeah.
It's so bad. Anyway, so
and get a baseball bat too. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That's the extent of my political stuff, though. I'm gonna
get a baseball bat and put it
on the
wall. Whenever we get the house. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. So I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. The cop sounded freaked out too. It didn't sound professional whenever he said, "If you see that thing, like, don't call us." I don't know what to do.
What I thought was funny is that it released a body cam for that, because that was all body cam.
Yeah, but for some reason, hear me out on this. Someone pointed this out too. I think whenever they went into the backyard, they still saw something. Like, because why would the cop be freaked out? And they blurred out when they go to the backyard and they say, "Oh, we blurred out the body cam footage because he's entering private property and it's for the privacy." You know how many times?
Cops.
Just show cops where they ran into like someone's backyard.
It's a public official. It's public record.
Yeah. So that's why I think I go, man. They probably saw something in one of the body cams. And that guy was freaked out too. If that happens again, like, don't call us. Like, we don't know what to do with that. Like, that was kind of unprofessional.
They actually posted the Las Vegas Dispatch, like
the transcript.
Yeah, well, not the transcript, but the log whenever it came in and stuff like that. So they show that, and they blotted out some names and stuff. So which is kind of neat, but I don't know. We're at 39 seconds.
39? That's crazy, man.
Have you been streaming recently?
Yeah. I got back into streaming Thursday. I was going to try to do Wednesday, but I had a huge headache.
The week before, man, you did like, what, 5 hours in a couple of days, didn't you?
That was awesome.
Man.
I was because the boys were at their grandparents and I got off work and I didn't have to be a dad at the moment. I was like, oh sweet, I might as well take advantage of this. Go get something to eat or eat something, and then
I wasn't able to log in at those times. So
yeah, you would join like at 7, like Bigfoot Club.
Yeah,
I'm already like 2 hours in. I go, what's up?
So that was kind of cool. Which game were you streaming?
I'm currently streaming Final Fantasy 16.
Is that the villain with the long hair?
Yes,
Robert. They all have long
they
hair.
all have long hair. This one, yeah, he kind of has long hair. Yeah, it's good.
But you know which one I'm talking about? I think it's 7. The one 7 or 8. I can't remember that.
It's Sephiroth, and I can't remember the bad guy's name on.
That like super long hair with a looks like almost like an Aztec headdress or something. It was like look cool. I always thought that was cool, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, Final Fantasy, yeah,
cool.
That's what I'm streaming. What are you streaming?
I was actually on Matt's show last
Matt
Bartholomew.
Matthew Bartholomew Reginald Nappers.
I was on his show on Wednesday, and we talked about Bigfoot EMF. Because I got the idea from talking when the last episode we did, or two episodes ago, I did it with Felipe Big Dog Mendoza when you weren't available. So
I was in NASA.
Yeah, you were at NASA. So
you want to hear something funny? And this is for the people that you already know.
Yeah,
is that night we were at the hotel. I was super tired. We went to, it was hot. We went to the beach. It was the first time. Went to the beach. Put my toes in the sand and everything. And I was thinking of Incubus. I dig my toes into the sand.
I was thinking about sweater weather. That song, you know what I'm talking
about? Safe and sound. No,
that's Capital Cities.
Oh. I forget. It's too cold.
Yeah, he talks about sand and put your toes in sand. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking of Incubus. I did not like it.
You like the sand?
I don't get why. Like, it was cool. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer on it. It was really good to experience. It was really good to the boys because Sebastian was terrified
of the water.
He was terrified of the water, the waves coming in, and I have anxiety of
them getting into it,
and not. They're really strong swimmers, but they've never swam in the ocean before.
Yeah,
and the current and all that stuff, it was giving me so much anxiety.
I would probably have that same thing.
It was at to the point where, Blair was happy. She was at, swimming in the ocean, but she actually went too far. And I'm going to call her out on this. She went too far, and apparently there's like a red, bayou or something. What do you call it?
A buoy.
A buoy. On the left side. And if you go past that, you will get called on. Like they'll call you out. So the lifeguard, she was so far out that the lifeguard had to go swim out there, and he goes up to her. She's like, yeah, he pulled me, like he grabbed my shoulder and he was like, hey, you're too far out. We're whistling. You can't hear. You need to go back to the shore. This is too far out. There's currents out here, undertows. You need to come back. And then it's serious whenever a truck is coming up and it's got they have like lifeguard police.
Yeah.
And they have the sirens going to like come up, and then they were speaking on the intercom from the truck.
Yeah.
And they were saying, everybody, please do not swim.
All because of Blair. Jesus.
Goes, I didn't know. And then she finally swam back and she stayed.
Did she write it down herself and like report herself?
She should have. She was not listening, following the rules.
Was she drinking?
No, drinking the salt water. Speaking of which,
sorry.
So there was a couple times where I sat on the middle, like right, kind of on the shore. Like my stomach was like right here, and then like the water was like right up to my chest. And then when the waves come in, man, it's ruthless.
Yeah,
I got like splashed, and like my glasses went. I was like, oh fuck! Grab my glasses. And you can't help but the salt water gets in your mouth. And it is bad.
Yeah.
It is gross.
It is.
And I can see that's not a good thing to drink at all. But the boys loved it. We walking on sand is a different type of workout too, especially whenever you're getting away from the water.
Now you know why Rocky was running on the beach.
God, that is a workout.
Yeah, it is.
And it's hot. The sand could cook something.
The Marines do that on.
God, man,
and the Navy SEALs do it too.
I can't. That's. But anyway, we walked from there back to. Had to go up the stairs and then get back on the road and cross the street where the pizza place where we ate at, and got in the car, and I had so much sand on me.
Yeah.
Still, and I was just like, why? I can't get the sand off. And we got into the hotel, and then that's whenever I was like, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Showered, got the sand off, and then I was like, Robert's probably doing the show right now. Let me get my CPAP machine and get that set up. I got everything set up, pour water in it, pour distilled water in it. I forgot the fucking face mask straps. I was so mad, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that.
I can't believe you forgot that.
I can't believe I did that."
I think that was the first thing you should pack.
Yeah, and it was, but I didn't pack that. So I packed everything else but that.
Wow.
And Blair was trying to be real optimistic. She was like, "Why don't you just, get like some shoestrings and like tie it?"
Yeah. That's not going to work.
You're going to hear that.
I don't even wear it, and I know that's not going to work.
That's not going to work. I had a hard time explaining that to her, but and that's whenever I called you when you were all like,
"Yeah, we had just finished the show," and I was like, I had just hit record, or I took off record, and we were talking, and then you called. I go, "Hey, Steven's calling," and so
he's like, "Hey, man, like we just finished the show." I go, "Oh, that's great. I forgot my mask."
Yeah.
What?
Sorry about that.
I was like, "Yeah," but luckily, Bill from the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, came and picked it up the next morning. He was heading down, so
yeah. So I slept good that following night. I slept great. Did not. There was no tossing and turning on that. I laid on one side and I was out.
So
out the dope.
I think we should finish the show with a little bit of Bigfoot talk.
Okay.
So, like I was telling you, I was on Matt's show. We were doing EMF, Bigfoot and stuff. And I know I talked to you about this off show, but when I was talking to Felipe, and when I first interviewed him in Mineola, he was telling me about his story. The first time he went into the field with his cousin Lupe, and it was on the power line. It was on power line right away, like a right away. Because remember, I always tell you that that Bigfoots probably travel on power line right-of-ways that clear cuts through the forest, and there's gas right-of-ways and stuff like that. So Bigfoots, are known to travel down these right-of-ways. It's just conjecture. So they travel because it's easily, and there's no trees there. They can just walk through like a sidewalk. And I got this idea when we were talking that we were talking about EMF, and it was the first time he actually talked about EMF and infrasound together. And so I was telling him it was kind of the same thing. And then when we were talking about it, because he says maybe they're sensitive to it, and I go, wait, that makes sense, because I've heard hundreds of stories of people going down on electrical right-of-ways and they run into a Bigfoot. And I was telling Matt on his show that, what if they're using it as a tool or a weapon, like they're weaponizing it? Like they're sensitive to, EMF or infrasound or the energy from EMF, and they use it on this electrical right away. Like you're scared of, okay, people who normally see a Bigfoot, they get scared, right? And so when they see them on electrical right away, it gets amplified, and they just like run in terror. Because I've heard stories of guys that are hunters, and they're setting up on electrical right away, and they got pushed out by a Bigfoot, and they were like, there was that guy who was running. He was like a well seasoned hunter, and he was just blindly just shooting behind him. And you never do that, because you could hit somebody else, or you could hit, bullets travel and they hit stuff. So
yeah. It turns out like a Korn music video.
Yeah. So
freaking leash.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was one of the. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about that. Whether Bigfoots use it as a weapon, like weaponizing for themselves.
And also, I think I told you, they use it probably to charge themselves up, because they can probably walk it for a good 30 minutes and have like a good 3 days worth of it on them without even being near it.
Yeah.
And they use that as a to omit it whenever they get caught, because you're thinking about it now, like there's a lot more people going out in the woods, camping, all that stuff, and I think they know now that you're most likely going for them. You can run into one.
Yeah.
And what better way to have that as a defense mechanism, to have that ready on you, on your body.
Right.
And they can release it. And it probably helps them, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why pictures suck.
Yeah.
Videos suck, because
possibly.
They release that and the camera messes up,
So I can't tell you how many times I've gone out in the field. And this is like either like in Lindell or like Conroe or like, I don't know, like Pecan Gap. Every time we've gone to go do a sighting report, like someone would say, hey, I saw this on, like, say, for example, FM 171 and, Highway 17 or something like that. And we go to these areas and go look at the area where they say they saw it crossing a road or something. And not to kid you, I'm serious. Like whenever we get there, within like maybe 100 yards, there's electrical right away, or a gas right away right there. And so
gas thing. What is? You think they get some sensitive to gas too?
Maybe.
Or is that electrical?
There's probably some EMF there, some from a gas. I mean, it's a gas line that goes to the same. It's like it's below ground as opposed to being like the electrical lines going across, because there's power lines going across the county. Mm-hmm. This is buried in the ground. So I imagine you could get some kind of energy there, but I'm not for certain. I didn't walk around with a K2 meter on a gas right away, which I'm sure there's some kind of energy there. Some kind of harnessing energy. So,
they're definitely, that makes sense where if they harness it and they figured it out as animals, like, oh, I can use this as a weapon. I can use this as a defense mechanism. Because they're just that fucking smart. I
mean, I'm telling you, like 90% of the times when we had a road crossing one, within the distance there was like electrical right away there, or a gas right away, and they were crossing to get to it, or maybe coming off of it to go to another part, because like whenever you hear stories about Bigfoot and stuff, you always like Luke used to always tell me there's got to be a reason why it's there. Mm-hmm. Whether it's an old Bigfoot or young Bigfoot. If it's an older one, they may have tried to go back to their old stomping grounds to see if the same fish hatcheries are, or the same farmer that's farming green beans or cantaloupes or something, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so they may cross it, because like whenever we would get one, we say, why would a Bigfoot come over here? There's no reason for it. And
or it's too out in the open.
Yeah,
it's too exposed.
Yeah, because you have to do the research. You got to go back and look and see, who was in this area before them. Because that's what Luke used to tell us. Because who was in the area before them? Maybe he was just trying to come back to see if that same sweet watermelon's still there, or cantaloupe, or corn, or whatever. Mm. So, we used to always just think that way, and so it always like revert back to a gas right away, electrical right aways. Because I've told people, if you walk down one and there's like heavy Bigfoot area, you're going to see tree breaks, you're going to see tree stacks, you're going to see scat, you're going to see footprints, you're going to see all that stuff. And that's just, that's just the way it is. So
now, if because I don't think I've ever walked an electrical right away. Have you? Mm-hmm. Do you feel different? Does it feel? Do you feel anything?
To be honest with you, back then when I know we walked it with Richard Ray doing the thing. So to get to where we had to walk through electrical right away. And if they've been there for a while, sometimes the grass is really high, but there's no trees in it. The grass are probably like, either thigh high or shoulder high, and you have to like tranche through it. And so back when I was doing it, I couldn't see where I was going, so I had a lot of anxiety.
Oh, yeah,
So I couldn't tell whether it was, the electrical right away causing it.
Now, okay, so is it anxiety from that, or is it anxiety from the electrical right away?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was from me not knowing we're going to run into a Bigfoot. We were hacking through the tall grass and stuff, and
let alone a snake.
yeah. But I'll just say this now. At my old age, I have a tendency whenever I do go out in the field, it's going to be probably October, November.
Oh yeah.
So when there's no snakes and there's no brown spiders or stuff like that. So
yeah, it's just not hot.
and Yowie Dad's not gonna like that, but it's okay.
Yeah, he can't be wearing sandals over here. He'd be like, mate.
Yeah, he actually wants to come back on.
Well, we should.
We should have him back on. So
we should.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I always wonder too. Now that you said that Bigfoot goes through that, is it possible that a family uses the electrical right away? Is there a disturbance in that power line? Maybe if it's feeding off too much of it, if they're omitting it their energy with that, is there a disturbance on that? Meaning those power lines that go to a town, their lights dim.
That's a good question. I mean,
if the power goes out, I wouldn't say they're that powerful, but I don't know. Is there a disturbance? Because I know power line companies like that, they have readings, right? And if there's a spike somewhere, is it because of that particular Bigfoot walk that?
Yeah.
And they don't know it. They're like, why is that spike there? We don't know.
That's actually a good question. I mean, technically you could reach out to a power company. I don't know if they would respond to you in a timely fashion. And
if we were to dig deep on that,
yeah,
and then it actually kind of confirms it, wouldn't that kind of answer many?
Yeah, because it would say, hey, say from August to December, is there any spikes in this area of this electrical right of way or this power line? This corridor or something, and they say, oh yeah, we get that around November or something.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, let's look at
unusual.
Yeah, I don't know. And then we could say, hey, is there what are the sightings in this area at this time of month? Mm-hmm. Do they increase? Do they decrease? Leonardo DiCaprio, stuff like that.
That's
so
every movie.
Yeah, that's every fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's actually pretty good. We could end the show that way, I guess.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
What do you think in general about everything that we talked about? Well, it could be about Ted Lasso. It could be about the Las Vegas UFO sighting or the electrical right-of-ways that Bigfoot uses. So
right now we're at 59,700 downloads.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
We're close to that 60,000 mark.
Yep, we sure are. You heard it here, Foist.
You heard it here, Foist.
And then we're at on Facebook. We're at 20,000 followers, and we're at 16,000 likes.
I need to have 20,000 followers and 20,000 subs on my Twitch.
Yes,
that would be awesome. But it is what it is.
So yeah, but yeah, we're coming on 58. Seconds on the show.
I'm pretty excited because we're really trying to get. I'm not going to say the person's name.
Yeah,
because I don't want to jinx it. But I'm really.
There's two people I'm excited about getting on.
Oh yes,
two people. So
technically two, yes. But this person, it sounds for certain that they want to be on our show, and I really look up to this person. This guy is awesome. So he's got a great Bigfoot story. He's got a great Bigfoot story too, that's what I was like. Green flag. Yeah. Green flag. Come on our show. Yeah. He has agreed to do it. We just need to find a time and place to. Yeah, he's in the greater New York, New Jersey area probably. I want to say he's around Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. That's it. That's up to him to disclose that information. But so hopefully, I don't even know his real name. I don't either, and I don't want to say his Twitch name. Yeah, but you'll hear it from us first. Whenever we make it official, because I don't want to say it's official and then I don't want to jinx it. So I'm excited on that because he's got a great voice. He's real. He's real good on the tech side, and he's got a Bigfoot story.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
And I think it's in Canada.
Yeah, it was in Ontario, I think.
Yeah,
Ontario. That's north of Detroit and state of Michigan.
That is.
It's actually, I think it's in the province of where Marty Turkle's from.
Oh dang!
So
you think Marty Turkle's ever seen a Bigfoot?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You think he Bigfoot trying to throw like a rock at him? He caught it.
Stupid.
Can't score in my area, man.
Don't let those goes in.
You caught it here first. So dumb.
So
dumb.
Oh man. Okay, so we're at 1 hour.
I think you can do something with this.
Yeah, I think so too. So. All right. Well,
you got any shout-outs? We haven't done shout-outs in a while.
Yeah, we haven't done shout-outs in a while. Let me see here. My mom, of course, grandma. Shout-outs to her, my brothers, my sister, the boys, and I don't have any new coworkers I can do shout-outs to. So
just do shout-outs to the OGs.
Yeah, the OGs is Caitlin Gonzalez, Candace.
They listen to the show, right?
Yeah, Candace Brown, Courtney Beckett.
They listen to the show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is it? Caitlin and who else?
Candace.
Listen here. Caitlin and Candace. It's me, your boy, Steven. I don't appreciate you taking my lines. And I'm going to throw this out there. Pack. What was the other thing? Eggs and sauces.
Leonardo
DiCaprio. Those are my lines. Okay. You're gonna have to meet me Foist for me to say okay. You guys are cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uncle Rara has told me everything about what you've been saying.
I wanted to do a shout out to Robert Cuddy. We haven't done a shout out to him in a while.
Yeah.
And
shout out.
You have any shout outs?
Blair. The boys, obviously. Shout outs to everybody in our pack, our Boy Scouts. They're awesome. The whole highlight of this summer was going to NASA with them, and it was a great experience. I will say I've never walked that much in my entire life. That first day was over 5 miles. The second day was over 6 miles. And then the last day was like 4 miles.
Wow.
And I've never, ever, never. But it was great. NASA's huge, man. Like it's something that I told Blair that I want to go back to again because there was a lot of things that we missed.
Yeah, I imagine you probably need like a golf cart to get around there.
Oh God, no. The only thing that they did was the tram thing. To see all the buildings that is not open to the public. And I guarantee you, one of those buildings has some UFO stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Because she was saying that, they have that announcer in the background talking about each building. She goes, this particular building has like some really cool stuff. It has some previous Apollo equipment that they used from previous missions of going to the moon. They've collected meteorites and some other strange stuff. Why are you going to say that and not go into it? Like that really sparked my curiosity.
Yeah, we got some green,
I was like,
some black glob. We don't know what it is.
And it's the only building and that block. Oh man, I'm getting chills because I don't want
yeah, you don't want to get
black suits come. It's the only building there that does not have any windows.
Wow.
It's a big ass building, and that makes me wonder, what's going on in that building?
Yeah,
why can't we visited every building? Why can't we go in that one?
Yeah,
but yeah. No.
All right. Well, I think I can do something with this show.
Yeah, I think so too.
You want to say good night?
Good night and good luck.
Good night and good luck.